Turkey Fest 2016 just happens to be one of the favorite hunts that I go on every year. And this year is the 10th anniversary, and we're really looking forward to this hunt. It's going to be something special.
I tell you what, this is my third year to come to Henrietta, Texas at the Turkey Fest with the MOJO crew, and it is an honor and a pleasure. I have never seen a community, and I'm talking about the whole community, the Chamber of Commerce, the ranchers, the restaurants, and just people in general, how nice they are, how kind they are. And it's like the old-timey used to be communities. It's a whole community coming together for one common bond, trying to better their community.
You know, Turkey Fest is put on by the Clay County Chamber of Commerce there in Henrietta, Texas. And they invite about 8 to 10 groups of television shows out for a competition each year. We've been out there for about the last 4 years. When you get into Henrietta, they have a check-in station there right in the middle of town. They really welcome the hunters in. And it's a whole weekend of festivities there. They have a meet and greet party for us. We have a big banquet one night where they have auction off hunts and other things. Then they have, every day they have a weigh-in, and on Saturday they have a big block party right there in the middle of town. On the draw this year, they have a draw before the hunt starts to let you know whose ranch you're gonna be on. And this year we picked the Parker Ranch with a guy named Jason Schindler, who was going to be our guide. After we arrived there, got all signed in, got everything ready, he took us out to the ranch. We kind of got bunked in there, and because we weren't familiar with this ranch, we wanted to get out and do a little scouting before the first day's hunt. So Jason took us out, he showed us where we're going to go, then kind of turned us loose, gave us the boundaries of the ranch, turned us loose, and out we went for a first afternoon of scouting. We scouted most of the afternoon, and then right about dark we headed back to town. They always have a big meet and greet with all the hunters, some of the sponsors of the Turkey Fest. We had a lot of food, drink, camaraderie, picture taking, but then we headed back to the Parker Ranch to get ready for the first morning of Turkey Fest. Good morning. Preston, we're at the 10th annual Clay County, Henrietta, Texas World Championship Turkey Fest here, like I say, in Henrietta, Texas. We're over on the Parker Ranch today. We've been here 5 years. I know you've been here a couple of years, missed a year or two.
Right.
But this is the first 10-year anniversary, and we're on a new ranch. Had never hunted this ranch before. We got some help coming with us this morning. We got our secret weapon with us, and we're gonna go out there and whack a big one. He said he'd been seeing
but
5 big old.
But you know what you're looking at, don't you? Though.
What's that?
On the 10th year.
What?
You're looking at the champions.
Oh, you got that right.
You're looking at the champions.
We
right
in
there.
it to win it.
I guess that's it. We're gonna do it.
I heard
we're
that.
Gonna do it.
Well, we got about a 30-minute drive over there. We want to be early this morning. We're going to the very back side of the property.
Yep.
Got 5 longbeards over there with name on a couple of them.
You know what the boy said?
What's that?
He said those birds were so long that he watched them walk down the road the other day. They had to stop 3 times, throw the beards over their shoulders, and on the 3rd time, the spurs were so sharp, it cut the longest one's beard's neck. He had to reach underneath his wing, get a Band-Aid, and stop the bleeding.
Well, I'm ready to get them. Let's pack up, head that way, and you gonna be shooter first?
Oh! Yeah! I'll do it.
Let's go
For
kill
the team.
something. Let's go kill something.
Boy, I tell you what, the first morning we went out, it was absolutely awesome. Turkeys gobbling everywhere. I said, this thing's gonna happen right off the bat. And the temperature was perfect. It was cool, it was crisp, it was nice. The mosquitoes weren't really that bad. I said, it is on.
about all we really worked that morning were hens and jakes. We had quite a few jakes come in. We had some come in that were strutting and gobbling, you know, trying to act like they were big ones, but they were too small for what we were looking for. This competition is a culmination of longest beard, longest spur, and weight. So, you know, a jake or anything like that's not going to do you much good. So we decided to wait on the bigger one.
You know, that afternoon, you're in Texas, and usually the wind is blowing real bad, just like it is right now, or it starts getting hot. Well, that afternoon, as comfortable as it was that morning, it was that uncomfortable that afternoon. And these bull gnats or whatever, they like to have eat us up. But anyway, we had found a spot, a lot of strut sign. You know, Jason had seen a lot of birds in there and picked up some on his camera. He said, this is gonna be a good strut zone, a good place for you. And so we set up and said, well, we're just gonna camp out. Sure enough, here come in 4 jakes. And then right behind the 4 jakes, guess what was behind them? The big boys. And it was just like a bunch of kids running around everywhere. The gobblers were chasing the jakes off, showing their dominance and stuff. The problem was we were actually set up to shoot back behind me. And whenever we heard those birds, we spun on the tree. Well, guess who I'm looking at on an angle right here? Mr. Mike Morgan. Guess where the birds are at? Right behind Mike. Turn around, shoot. And he's going, I can't. Points at me. And I'm going, well, these birds have got to get to a certain spot. So I had me a little bush picked out so it would be a safe shot. I can't shoot that close to Morgan. I won't do it. They got to get. He's close enough to kill, but he's too close to Mike. Nut, as we call him, the cameraman, kept saying, shoot him. And I said, I can't do it, I can't do it. Mike's in the way. So I had to get him to my bush. And it was like, shoot, no, shoot, no, shoot, no. I'm waiting, he's too close to Morgan. Finally, the one got just right and we took him out.
When we went out, we looked at Preston's bird, we took some rough measurements, and about that time we heard another turkey gobble. So instead of putting him, you know, going and getting the buggy, putting him on the buggy, taking him into town to weigh in, but instead of going in, we decided to hunt some more. It was my turn, I was up on the gun.
Get these 3 or 4 more longbeards right there.
So we followed a couple more turkeys the rest of the afternoon, never caught up to him. We headed back to camp. And Jason and some of his buddies decided to cook us a big old meal that night at the lodge. It was surf and turf, meat and seafood. Well, good morning, folks. Preston, it is day 2 of the Clay County Turkey Fest. You got a big bird yesterday afternoon,
so great hunt.
We need to hammer this thing out this morning.
Only question I got is what we're going to do this afternoon and tomorrow when you kill out this morning?
Take pictures. We just go out there and take pictures of them, catch and release. There's about 6 or 7 more longbeards, maybe more than that, right in this particular area we're in. So we're going to ease in there this morning, get set up, see what we can do, and if not, we're going to stick with them all day long until we hammer one out and head back to town, get them weighed in, see what we got.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Let's head out.
Let's do it.
Y'all listen. Listen. This is what turkey hunters call turkey heaven. We're under siege. We're surrounded. What are we gonna do? Shoot me in the face.
Nothing happened right there off the, right at dawn, right up at the sunrise. We heard the turkeys gobbling, but they moved in another direction, so we just started chasing them. We were in and out, we'd set up, call, if nothing happened, we'd move, set up and call. We did this most of the morning, and again, we called no turkeys in, but there's still plenty of them in the area.
Well, it's the afternoon of the second day here at Turkey Fest. Came in this morning, a lot of turkeys. There must have been 30 or 40 gobbling on the roost. We got set up what I thought was a good, best I thought that we could get. And for some reason, everything went the other direction except for two little old jakes. They came in, fooled around a minute. It was cool this morning in the mid to low 50s and no bugs, just a beautiful morning. Still calm. We come back out this afternoon, it's supposed to be 87 this afternoon, and the freaking bugs are out, they're horrible. Our field producer, Jared, got ate up so bad yesterday we had to stop by the drugstore and pick him up some Benadryl. They're just, I don't know what they are, they're not mosquitoes, but they're just relentless. Little black flies or something, they'll eat you alive, and I know they're gonna be thick this afternoon, but you just gotta go in there and battle them.
We get back and we get set up and we just decided to try to outlast them. We set up and we call and call and call, and we got a few birds to respond, nothing big though, jakes, hens, just some of the smaller birds responded. And we did this all afternoon long, all up until about dark. Well, nothing on the end of day two. Preston started calling. We heard a couple of gobbles immediately, but when they came off the roost, they went the other way. So we sat there for a while trying to work them back in, nothing. We got up, made our move, went to another area, still close enough to hear this area, got set up, started calling, some jakes worked us, some hens worked us, and then we heard the gobblers crank back off in the area we had just left. So sometimes you outsmart yourself, and I think that's what we did today. We continued to work the area, moving and calling, and did that all the way up to about lunch. And today we had to get back by about noon because they've got the activities and they want most of the hunters at this block party they have there in town. So we cut it off at lunch, headed back into town and got ready for our afternoon of festivities. They have vendors, and they have food, they have a band, later that night they have a street dance out there. So we enjoyed it, met everybody around there that wanted to meet us. Caught up with the hunters, checked the board. Hal Schaefer killed a big triple-bearded bird that was, just blew everybody away. So we were pretty much out of competition until you kill something bigger than that. So we did that most of the afternoon, got back to the ranch, cleaned up, and got ready for the banquet that night. That night we went down to the arena where they hold this banquet, and it's a big deal. People from all over that part of the country come to the banquet. It's like a big DU banquet or a big National Wild Turkey Federation banquet. Great food, a lot of drink. They have silent auction items, other auction items, and we got out there. And at the end of the night, after all the auctions have gone off and everything is done, after we eat a big meal, they auction each team off. So each team of hunters, they auction off that night to raise money for the Chamber of Commerce. And it's just the highest bidder. And we got bought out actually by a friend of ours on another team, bought a hunt with us because she wanted to hunt with Preston and never been able to hunt with Preston before. So we got all the arrangements made, got ready for the next morning, headed back and got ready for day 4. The night before, the hunt was auctioned off, and a good friend of ours, Rita Ross Collins, bought the hunt with us where she could hunt with Preston. And she's a great gal. She's part of the Turkey Mafia. Her and some other gals and Vandy Collins have all got a little group together called the Turkey Mafia. And it was just exciting to be able to hunt with them. Good morning, folks. Last day of Turkey Fest 2016, the 10th anniversary, and I got my prettiest hunt I've ever had. I don't know, she may have me. She knows more about turkey hunting than I do. Rita, one of the members of the Turkey Mafia, is down here, and she is going to hunt with us the last morning here. We've got pretty good conditions, clear sky. It was a little windy, but
little wind.
We're going to get down there and do it, aren't we?
We're going to get them.
Let's do it. We ain't got far to go. We're gonna go about 300 yards down the road, dump off a hill down here, and hopefully the turkeys are right there. And if they are, we're gonna be back here eating breakfast.
Sounds good.
7:35. Let's do it. We got over to an area, believe it or not, where we stayed, the area we were gonna hunt was probably 400 yards. Now we've been going miles on this ranch every day. Decided we'd seen a turkey or two right down the road, so we said, look, let's just hunt right here. So we got down there, got set up. We got Rita set up. We got the cameraman right over her shoulder. We got Preston sitting right beside her. I'm kind of back behind her. And we get in there, we start calling. And look, the turkeys are right there. I mean, we are almost set up under the roost. When they fly down, they go the other direction for a while and they get silent and we don't know exactly what's happening. We work a few jakes in, we work a few hens in, and it's getting, you know, it's not that long after daylight, but we hear one gobble and it's getting closer and it's getting closer and it's getting closer, and we can't tell whether it's a longbeard or what it is. And Rita's getting more excited and he's coming right toward the decoy, and he walks in, and I mean, it's a big old Magnum longbeard.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
This is a very unique hunt.
Oh, it's
And
great.
the way it's come about, though, and the way we both all ended up here together.
Yeah.
Good times.
Well, you know, we've been driving 20 miles over there to hunt, and we're about, I can see the camp. I can see through that tree the camp sitting right there. And he said, well, you know, there's a bird down there, so.
You know, that's what I was thinking. Why were y'all driving that far when there was so many at your back door?
Well, folks, what a way to end up the 10th annual Clay County Turkey Fest here in Henrietta, Texas. You know, the last day is always the special day. That's when we just, you know, we're not under the gun, we're not in a competition anymore. We just get to go out and hunt. They auction the hunts off, and Rita bought this hunt last night. Thank goodness, made us look good. And I tell you what, I appreciate it, Rita. You put a heck of a, I'd get a handshake from Preston.
That's right.
Wait. But I was in on this hunt too. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I had a blast.
It was a crazy hunt this morning. We are right below, we're hunting the Parker Ranch, like I say, and we're right below where we're staying. That's the way it ought to be, you know.
Amen.
It was good.
It was good. Strutting and gobbling and a bunch of turkeys and hens and the whole 9 yards. You just couldn't get any better.
Out your back door.
That's it. You know, the other good part is you got to cross this little old beaver dam, but I backed the truck down here close for you, so you got about a 5-yard walk over
I
there.
think I can make it.
I think we can make it to the truck. Let's go eat some breakfast. Well, for the 10th annual Clay County Turkey Fest here in Henrietta, Texas, it turned out to be another great one. We had a lot of fun, killed a lot of turkeys, killed some really big turkeys. Hal Schaefer just knocked out a monster. We had a good auction. They raised a lot of money. And again, we want to thank them for inviting us each year. We have a good time, and as long as they keep inviting us, we'll keep coming.
But that's about all the time we got for today. For all of us at Mojo, I'm Terry Denman. God bless you. We'll see you again next week.
All hunts seen on MOJO TV are fair chase.